Awesome. Welcome back. We're going to talk about continue the series of building the right compensation package for your specialty contracting business. Now, again, I'm Ryan Groth with Follow Power, interviewing Greg Wallach at Best Roofing. And one of the things that came up, and it's part of the culture that we've been building, is the hunter versus the farmer, right? It's like when you have an idea of this is a farming type of behavior or versus a hunting type of behavior, it's two different athletes right there. And we need to talk about that for a minute. What's the difference? How do you determine the differences? How do you find them? Greg, you've nailed every one of them on the first time, right? Didn't you?
No, I didn't. But you know what? I don't make as many mistakes now as I did. And wisdom comes from experience, and experience comes from making mistakes.
Right. Right. That's good. I love that line. So, the hunter is they bag the big game. They knock down the big boys. Right. They bring home a big sack around their shoulder. They're usually large job or large account guys. Farmers, not quite order taker or upseller, but there's certainly not as much demand for that individual to really close as much as perhaps the hunter. Could you elaborate on the difference in your perspective, your side of the business and how you kind of think about it?
Well, here's an easy way. A real thoroughbred hunter is usually somebody that has attention deficit disorder. They have a tough time staying on task. They are a fabulous multitasker. Their mind is going a million miles an hour. They're just always on the move. They're always
Very
going
entrepreneurial. They know how to make things happen.
Yeah.
Movers and shakers.
They're always hustling. Big hustlers. Your farmers, those are the nurturers. Those are the people who hold that client's hand, who walk them through the process, who usually are taking orders versus closing deals. Mm-hmm. And just depending on what kind of product that you're selling is going to determine whether I need a hunter or a farmer or somebody who's kind of in the middle there.
Before I talk about how to identify them before you interview them and bring them on and hire them and train them for a year and find out they're the wrong guy. Before I ask about that, in your business, when you have a couple different divisions and parts of your sales team, you have estimators. Those are guys that are price guys, number crunchers. They make sure the right scope. You have construction account managers. Those are guys that are selling big jobs, and you got the little job guys. Is that a hunter and a farmer, or are those kind of all hunters to you, and you have farmers on a different part? How do you set it up?
That's something we need to talk about. We need to talk about your sales process. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of separate from this. But my experience has been if you're going to be transaction oriented, where you're dealing just in a transaction, you want to have hunters. Mm-hmm. If you're dealing in a relationship kind of environment where you're going to have repeat continuums, projects or orders after that, it's better to have a farmer because they have the patience to just work through things with somebody.
Sure. How do you identify when you're trying to hire one of those, fill those roles? We're big fans of the DISC. You need to interview well.
Again, wisdom comes from experience. Experience comes from making mistakes. I can spot a hunter right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just know what they are. I know how they're wired. Mm-hmm. But I know that because I've screened and interviewed so many people over my life. But if you haven't, I'm a real advocate of the DISC profiles. Mm-hmm. The DISC profile to me is it lays out the DISC. My hunters, I want them high D, high I. Somebody who falls into that category.
Competitive, people oriented.
Yeah. On that circle there, they're the promoters.
Persuaders.
The persuaders, the guys who just they just get it done. And that test is a
maybe a couple of dead bodies along the way, but it'll get done.
Oh yeah.
It's not perfect, right?
Yep.
And then your farmers are more I's and S's and C's and S's.
Yeah, they're more collaborative. They're gonna be better. They're gonna analyze a situation before they make any recommendations.
Right.
They're real nurturers. And so it just depends on what you're selling.
Cool. Very good. So that's some good stuff, Greg. Thanks for sharing. So that's choosing the difference between hunters versus farmers. For more about the DISC, we at Follow Power administer those, so feel free to reach out. Next steps. Does the position you're looking for require a hunter or a farmer? Go ahead and discuss amongst yourself or your team. Thanks.